The first Twilight Zone episode featuring William Shatner. This is Season 2, Episode 7, Nick of Time. Written by Richard Matheson. He will be featured in the series twice. The second time will be in Season 5, Episode 3, Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. The most famous Twilight Zone episode, where he battles a creature, monkey, that's tearing up the wing of a plane. Here he gets addicted to a fortune-telling machine that for 1 cent will answer any yes or no question. The first thing you will notice is the giant skill level difference between William Shatner, who plays the character of Don Carter, and his wife, Pat Carter, played by Patricia Breslin. Most known for being Amanda in the People's Choice TV series, Shatner at this point had already established himself as an actor. He's amazingly still acting in stuff in 2026 at the age of 95. Before The Twilight Zone, he was in 3 episodes of Kraft Theater, Playhouse 90, 2 episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents, and would get his big break in 1966 as Captain James T. Kirk of the original Star Trek TV series. So Don and Pat Carter's automobile breaks down in Ridgeville, Ohio, and they need a water pump. The mechanic says it's going to take them several hours to find one of these things. So they have lunch at a place called the Busy Bee Cafe, and when they sit in the booth, they have this small fortune-telling machine, which is ingeniously designed. I almost think they should bring stuff like this back. It's just a napkin holder that they jerry-rigged to a very small. It's called the Mystic Seer and has this creepy devil head at the top that bobbles back and forth. One of his eyes has a crystal in it and the other one's closed. So Don begins to ask this Mystic Seer if he's going to get a promotion at his work. And what do you know? The Mystic Seer says yes to this. He calls the office and he finds out that he did get a promotion. Now, the way this fortune-telling machine answers questions, they have to be yes or no questions, but it doesn't just answer with a yes or no. You can't just be like, am I going to die in 2 days? And it just comes back with a yes. It'll typically say things like, it has been decided, or you're on the right track. So this episode leaves it open-ended on whether this Mystic Seer actually can tell the future or not. This is the Twilight Zone, so I lean towards the idea that it can predict the future. But it's great writing on Richard Matheson's part to leave it open-ended, since you can see why Don gets addicted to this thing, but at the same time, it's not giving him really great answers. This really does seem like a 1960s version of the Magic 8 Ball. But William Shatner is so convincing, and he believes in this machine, so you believe it as well. He then starts asking it, when is the right time for them to leave this diner? He's trying to figure out if anything bad's going to happen in the next couple hours. And it tells him not to leave this diner until 3 p.m. They don't listen to this Mystic Seer. They start walking around this town and almost get hit by a car and flee back into the diner. Now Don is absolutely convinced that this thing can predict the future. It even predicts when their car gets finished. See, the mechanic was able to get this water pump a lot faster than he thought he was going to be able to. We see around this diner that every single table has one of these jerry-rigged napkin dispensers. And at the end, we see that other couples have been addicted to this one at this specific booth. Don doesn't want to use any of the other ones. He needs this one to answer his questions. Because it's written by Richard Matheson, the ending of this episode is very normal. If this was Serling penning this, you know they would walk outside and get hit by a car. He just loves killing his main characters at the end. Couple gets away unscathed. And we're not sure if Don has actually beaten this addiction or not. His wife's able to convince him to finally leave the diner. And then another couple comes in, and they're also addicted to this exact same Mystic Seer in this exact same booth. And overall, I think this episode is great. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. It does many close-up shots with his devil bobblehead. William Shatner is pitch perfect as being a guy who's addicted to it, but is not over the top. He's not yelling and screaming and causing a scene at this diner. He acts similar to a person that believes in tarot readings. You ask people that really are into tarot cards or zodiac signs, astrology in general, they'll typically say something along the lines of, well, I'm not 100% sure this works, but I like doing it and I think it helps me. And yeah, I think there's something to my zodiac sign. I'm actually thankful to get a more normal ending for Twilight Zone episodes. I'm tired of the characters always dying at the end. If you do that with every episode, it becomes way too predictable. And it's still open-ended enough. And I have a feeling that Don will be coming back to this Mystic Seer. And some fun facts. The writer of this episode, Richard Matheson, wrote of the Twilight Zone magazine that he wished that Pat Breslin, who was the wife of William Shatner in this episode, had been available again to play the wife of Shatner's character in the famous 5th season episode Nightmare at 20,000 Feet. I'm not really sure why. She's pretty nondescript in this episode. It'd be an interesting thing to talk about. They're using the same couple from season 2 that they use in season 5, but pretty unnecessary. And let's look at a review. This person gave it an 8 out of 10, Addiction. Obviously, and as pointed out by other reviewers, this episode focused on the negative powers of superstition. However, something else is going on here, addiction. Just as Franklin Gibbs in the Twilight Zone episode The Fever, that's where he gets addicted to the slot machine, cannot tear himself away from a slot machine in Las Vegas and pumps coins into it until he's on the verge of nervous exhaustion. Yeah, and actually in that episode, the slot machine comes alive and starts chasing him. Oh, that's what this episode was missing. This little machine should have came alive and started chasing him throughout the town. So too Don Carter, in Nick of Time, obsessively feeds pennies into a napkin holder whose stock in trade is fortune-telling. In Gibbs' case, the result is fatal. In Carter's, he breaks free just in the nick of time. Dude, I love this review. At any rate, machines certainly have the ability to enslave the weak-minded. Just look at video games, cell phones, and televisions for proof of that. Sterling knew. He knew a lot. Yeah, if Sterling was around now, he would be riding Black Mirror. Next up is Episode 8, The Lateness of the Hour. An episode that was an obvious influence on the video game series Fallout, where robots work around the house and help you. Oh, it features Robbie the robot, of course. And check out our playlist for the other series that we've covered. We've done Monsters, Fear Itself, Mystery Science Theater 3000, Tales from the Dark Side, and we've also done live streams. Thank you.